Hello Brigadiers and Brigadettes, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to my channel, now let's jump into some hockey content. Hello everyone, we're going to be doing a playoff preview and prediction of the third round of the New York Islanders against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And we have deja vu. You're probably thinking of that because we saw these two teams play each other in the same round last year. And we're probably going to get another exciting matchup. Before we start, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And let's dive in. So let's take a look at how these two teams got here. The Islanders definitely didn't go the easy route. They beat the 1 seed Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games as the 4 seed. And then also upset the 3 seed Bruins in the same amount of games needed to dispatch of the Penguins. For Tampa Bay, the well-oiled machine has not really hit a lot of snags. They took on the 2 seed Florida Panthers, beat them in 6 games, fairly easy, I think, at times. And then they recently came off a 5-game series win against the top seed Carolina Hurricanes. So as a 3 seed, they beat the 2 seed and the 1 seed to get here and now face a 4 seed. So these two teams definitely deserve to be here, but what are the storylines that we should follow with this matchup? And the first one seems simple enough, but can the Islanders hang with the Lightning at 5-on-5 play? Ironically, the Lightning's dominant power play didn't really affect the series too much last year, as the Lightning were held to 4 of 21 on the power play in the conference finals. Instead, it was the 5-on-5 play that really hurt the Islanders, as they were outscored 14-8 at 5-on-5. Now, if you take away Game 1 last year for the 5-on-5 goals, it actually, remember that's when they got throttled 8-2, by the way. That's where it becomes more even as the goals go to 10-7, much more even. Still, though, the Lightning routinely looked like a better team and outchanced and really just outplayed the Islanders 5-on-5. And what could they do to fix this? Well, a big thing is do what you do really well. And what do the Islanders do really, really well? What they do well is keep shots to the outside. That's kind of been their mantra with Trotz under this system, and it makes sense because it works. Now, the problem is they're going to have to figure out how to do that against Tampa Bay because they didn't do that well last year in the playoffs. They gave up 8 of their 14 goals 5-on-5 at the doorstep, with 2 of them also of the remaining 6 coming from the low slot. They're going to have to figure out how to keep those goals away and keep the shots away in general. Safe to say the Islanders did have a hard time doing that, but another thing they're going to have to watch out for is Braden Point. He's going to be a guy that I think very well could have an impact on this series, as he is a rising player in the league, and he had 2 of the 8 goals that were down in the doorstep last year, so you'll have to keep an eye out on them. Again, easier said than done, I'm aware of that because Braden Point is such a good player, but Barry Trotz is a good head coach. And I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, and this is with a very, very small sample size, but Point struggled against Scott Mayfield and Nick Leddy last year, 5-on-5 in the playoffs, and these two defensemen played the most minutes actually together than any other player that they could have played with in the regular season, so the chemistry is there. So this may be a pairing that got outshot when the Point-led Lightning were out there, but they actually outchanced the Lightning last year when those two were out there. So, again, tough to say because you got a really small sample size, but out of everybody, maybe Nick Leddy and Scott Mayfield, you could throw out there a little bit more. The next thing will be, can the New York Islanders capitalize on the Lightning penalties? And you might not remember this last year, but the Islanders actually led for power play minutes in the series. I think they had about 33.5 minutes where the Lightning had 38.5, where the Lightning had 33.5. The only problem is they went 2 of 19 during the series, struggled a lot to get shots off, and they really struggled to get shots down low. That's going to have to change in order for them to hang with the Lightning in this series. The good news is the Lightning's PK really hasn't been that good for the playoffs. On the surface, it looks like things have been cleaned up, as in the first round against Florida, they got mauled. 6 for 22 on the power play for Florida. They were able to get 6 goals on those 22 opportunities, whereas in the Carolina series, Carolina went 2 for 14 on the power play. Things are better, right? Not necessarily, and here's why. Still, throughout the playoffs, they've given up the most high danger chances, the Lightning they have, and the second most scoring chances while being shorthanded. So the power play, or the power penalty kill, is going to need some work for the Lightning. But again, for the team from Long Island, this is going to be potentially very good for them. Now, I am worried for the Islanders, who ranked 18th in the league during the regular season for power play percentage. But a promising thing through 2 rounds is the fact that they've averaged the 5th most goals for per 60 on the power play during the playoffs out of all the teams. So it's a good sign. Against a goalie like Andrei Vasilevsky, nothing will be easy, but if you get as many minutes on the power play as they did in the series, you have to take advantage of it. The conference finals last year could be a very good look at what we're going to get this year, and there's no excuses not to score more than twice with the opportunities they were given. And now the final question will be, who will the Lightning have to worry about for this series? And I'm not talking about Lightning players, I'm talking about the Islanders, the Isles, as you have guys like JPG, Matt Barzal, Josh Bailey, Anthony Beauvillier, Brock Nelson, Kyle Palmieri, and Jordan Eberle. There's a lot of guys that you have to focus on. And again, there's certainly nobody on here that's, going to score 50 goals. At least to me, I don't think there would be. But they have plenty of capable names here scoring-wise for this New York Saints team, as the Islanders have dubbed themselves, the fans at least. Do I know who the Lightning will try to contain? No, but I could almost imagine it would be Barzal and Pajot. I think I said that right, we'll see, but it really comes down to whoever is hot. Regardless, the Islanders team does have some more offensive punch, that is, and they have plenty of defensive depth. So this is going to be fun, and they did make those off-season additions. Not off-season, but in-season additions. So, for my playoff prediction of the New York Islanders versus the Tampa Bay Lightning, I will be picking the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7, and we will talk about why I picked them. I always hate saying a series will go to 7 games because you never really know, but the conference finals did go to 6 games last year, and for much of the series it was a pretty close one, and the Islanders actually did make some additions, like we said, with Palmieri, Zajac, and theoretically things could go better for them. We'll have to see. We don't know yet. We'll know by the end of the playoffs, or the 3rd round, that is. And at the end, I think a lot of it was the Lightning offensive depth. I wasn't sure if the Islanders would be able to have that same amount of scoring punch, because you would need the Islanders to play better 5-on-5. Going to be tough, and the power play, even if you do get better opportunities, you still have to worry about Vasilevsky. And it's not to say they couldn't win it, but really makes it difficult to pick them when the Islanders, or when the Lightning, that is, have so much depth. Now, who do I want for the series? I do want the Islanders to win this series. Actually, out of the 4 teams left, they're the team that I want to win the series the most, or the Stanley Cup the most. We'll have to see how that happens. So for this round, I'll definitely be rooting for the Long Island team really, really heavily. And Trotz & Co. make me happy. That is going to be all. Who do you think will win the series, and in how many games? Please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for the growth. You guys are amazing. And everybody, stay safe, have a great day, and stay away from COVID, all right? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.